Imagine a soldier, hardened by the horrors of war, standing at the foot of the cross in a moment that would change the course of history. He was just another among many serving the empire, following orders without question, until something extraordinary happened. He saw, with his own eyes, the sky darken and the earth tremble as the man called Jesus was crucified. This soldier, who perhaps never believed in miracles before, felt a greater force in the air, something that defied logic and reason. How could the blood of one man so profoundly change the heart of another? The story you are about to discover is not just about the death of a man, but about the rebirth of a soldier who came to believe in the impossible. The scene of the crucifixion is one of the most dramatic moments in history, where the world seemed to hold its breath. The sky darkened, and a heavy stillness hung in the air, as if even nature itself mourned the moment. People gathered around the cross, their faces a mixture of fear, awe, and confusion, witnessing something they could barely comprehend. Imagine standing there as a soldier witnessing the agony of Jesus, the man who had stirred so much unrest, now nailed to a cross, his every breath a struggle against the inevitable. As the hours passed, the atmosphere only grew more intense, with an almost tangible tension that filled the air. The earth trembled, and darkness fell over the land, a chilling reminder that this was no ordinary execution. Soldiers, seasoned and battle-hardened, couldn't help but feel the weight of what was unfolding before them. It wasn't just the physical landscape that was shifting. There was a palpable change in the spiritual realm, a sense that something much larger was at play. The soldier at the foot of the cross, tasked with overseeing this grim duty, felt the cold sweat, unease, trickling down his spine. Those who had followed Jesus, his disciples, and the women who had supported him, looked on in horror, their hearts breaking with every passing moment. The man they believed to be the Messiah, the one who had healed the sick and preached love, now hung lifeless on a cross. Yet amidst the sorrow, there was a strange, haunting sense of hope, a belief that this wasn't the end, but rather the beginning, something profound. The soldier, too, couldn't shake the feeling that this event would change the world forever, even if he didn't fully understand how. In this moment of darkness and despair, a realization began to dawn. Not just in the minds of those who loved Jesus, but even in the hearts of the soldiers who had played a role in his death. There was something about this man, something different, something divine. And as the centurion looked up at the figure on the cross, he couldn't help but feel that this was more than just a soldier's duty. This was a moment that would echo through eternity. The role of the centurion in this narrative is both pivotal and profound. As a Roman soldier, his duty was clear: to ensure the crucifixion was carried out without incident, maintaining order amidst the chaos. He had overseen countless executions, each one a grim reminder of the power Rome wielded over its subject. This crucifixion was different. The events that unfolded around Jesus' death were unlike anything he had ever witnessed. Earth quaked, the sky darkened, and an eerie silence seemed to settle over the land, as if the very universe was reacting to the injustice being done. This centurion, a man of discipline and strength, found himself shaken by what he saw. The natural world appeared to rebel against the crucifixion, with darkness covering the land in the middle of the day and the ground trembling beneath his feet. These were not mere coincidences. They were signs that something extraordinary was happening. As he looked around, he could see the fear and uncertainty in the eyes of those present, from the jeering crowds to the silent, tearful onlookers. Even his fellow soldiers, men who prided themselves on their stoicism, exchanged uneasy glances. As the hours passed, the centurion's mind raced. He had been taught to be skeptical, see things as they were, not as they seemed. Yet there was no denying that the events unfolding before him were beyond the ordinary. The man on the cross wasn't just any criminal. He was different. The centurion had heard rumors about Jesus, stories of miracles, teachings that challenged the status quo, the kingdom not of this world. And now, as the sky grew darker and the earth quaked, the centurion began to wonder if there was truth to those stories. With each passing moment, the weight of the situation pressed down on him. This wasn't just another execution. The centurion could feel it in his bone. This was a moment that would reverberate through history. His role, once so clear and straightforward, now seemed fraught with a deeper, almost spiritual significance. And as he stood there, watching Jesus take his final breath, the centurion couldn't shake the feeling that his life, too, was about to change in ways he couldn't yet comprehend. In that pivotal moment, as the earth trembled and the sky darkened, the centurion was struck by a revelation that shattered his previous understanding. This wasn't just another crucifixion. This was the Son of God. The realization dawned on him with a force as undeniable as the very ground shaking beneath his feet. He had been a soldier his entire life, trained to see the world through the lens of duty and obedience. But now, something deeper called to him. The words escaped his lips almost involuntarily. Truly, this was the Son of God. This declaration wasn't just a statement. It was a profound acknowledgement of a truth that had become impossible to ignore. The centurion had seen many men die, but none like this. Jesus' composure, even in the face of unimaginable suffering, and the extraordinary events that accompanied his death, pointed to a reality far beyond human understanding. The centurion's heart, once hardened by the brutalities of war and duty, now softened in the presence of divine grace. It was a moment of spiritual awakening, turning point that would forever alter the course of his life. For the centurion, this realization was both terrifying and liberating. Terrifying because it challenged everything he had known, every belief he had held about power, authority, and divinity. Liberating because it offered a glimpse of something greater, a truth that transcended earthly realm. In that moment, he understood that his role as a soldier was insignificant compared to the eternal significance of what had just transpired. The man he had helped crucify was not a mere rebel. He was the embodiment of divine love and sacrifice. This moment of realization didn't just affect the centurion. It echoed through the ages, serving as a powerful testament to the transformative power of faith. His words, "Truly, this was the Son of God," would be remembered and repeated by countless believers, a confession of faith that bridged the gap between doubt and belief. The centurion's journey was just beginning, but this first step, acknowledging the divinity of Jesus, would lead him down a path of redemption and purpose, a path that would ultimately bring him closer to the truth he had long sought, even if he hadn't realized it until now. Throughout this story, the events surrounding Jesus' crucifixion are deeply rooted in the Scriptures, offering a rich tapestry of prophecy and fulfillment. The centurion's declaration, "Truly, this was the Son of God," echoes the sentiments found in the Gospel, particularly in Matthew 27:54, where the dramatic scenes of nature responding to Jesus' death are described in vivid detail. The Bible paints a picture of a world reacting to the loss of its Creator, with darkness covering the land and the earth, trembling as if in mourning. The Gospel of John also provides insight into the deeper spiritual significance of these events, emphasizing Jesus' role as the Lamb of God, whose sacrifice would atone for the sins of humanity. John 19:34 recounts the moment when a soldier, likely the centurion himself, pierced Jesus' side, fulfilling the prophecy from Zechariah 12:10, "They will look on the one they have pierced." These references highlight the fulfillment of Old Testament prophecies and underscore the divine nature of the events the centurion witnessed. For the centurion, these biblical events were more than just stories. They were a lived reality. As a soldier, he had been part of the Roman machinery that sought to suppress any hint of rebellion. Yet here he was, witnessing the culmination of divine prophecy. The Gospels provided a framework through which he could understand the extraordinary events he had seen, and they helped to solidify his growing conviction that Jesus was indeed the Son of God. Each passage he recalled or learned later would only deepen his faith, connecting the dots between prophecy and reality. These biblical references also serve to bridge the gap between the ancient world and our present understanding. They remind us that the story of Jesus' crucifixion is not just a historical event, but a fulfillment of a divine plan that continues to resonate today. For the centurion, the realization of Jesus' divinity was both a personal revelation and a moment of connection to the broader narrative of God's salvation plan. The scriptures provided him with the context he needed to fully grasp the significance of what he had witnessed, paving the way for his transformation from a Roman soldier to a follower of Christ. The transformation of the centurion into Saint Longinus is a powerful testament to the profound impact that a single moment of spiritual awakening can have on a person's life. After witnessing the extraordinary events at the crucifixion, the centurion was no longer the same man. His heart, once hardened by years of service to Rome, was softened by the realization that he had been in the presence of divine truth. The soldier who had once carried out orders with unwavering loyalty now found himself questioning the very foundations of his existence. This transformation was not immediate, but it was inevitable. The centurion began to seek out the followers of Jesus, yearning to understand more about the man he had helped to crucify. As he learned about Jesus' teachings, his miracles, and his resurrection, the centurion's faith deepened. He left behind his military life, renouncing the violence and oppression that had once defined him. This was not just a change of profession. It was a complete rebirth, shedding of the old self to embrace a new life in Christ. He became known as Longinus, a name that would forever be associated with faith and redemption. Longinus's journey was marked by a fervent desire to spread the gospel, sharing the story of Jesus' life and death with anyone who would listen. His transformation from a Roman soldier to a devout Christian was nothing short of miraculous, and it served as a powerful example to others who were searching for meaning in their lives. Longinus' story reminds us that no one is beyond redemption, that even the most unlikely individuals can find their way to God. His life became a beacon of hope, a living testament to the transformative power of. The story of Saint Longinus is not just a tale of personal redemption. It is a reminder that faith can change the course of history. His willingness to leave behind everything he had known to follow Jesus is a powerful example of what it means to truly embrace one's faith. Longinus' transformation was a journey of discovery, one that led him from the foot of the cross to the very heart of Christian belief. His life became a testament to the idea that, with faith, anything is possible, and that the love of Jesus can reach even the most hardened of hearts. The story of Saint Longinus doesn't end with his transformation. It is his martyrdom and enduring legacy that truly solidify his place in Christian history. After embracing the teachings of Jesus and renouncing his former life as a Roman soldier, Longinus dedicated himself to spreading the gospel. This newfound purpose, however, put him on a collision course with the Roman authorities, who viewed his actions as treasonous. The same empire that once commanded his loyalty now sought to silence him. Longinus knew that his faith would be tested in the most severe way. Despite the looming threat of persecution, Longinus remained steadfast in his mission. His commitment to his newfound faith was unshakable, even in the face of brutal torture. The courage he displayed during his martyrdom was a reflection of the profound spiritual transformation he had undergone. Longinus understood that his suffering was not in vain. It was a testament to the truth he had discovered at the cross. His willingness to endure unimaginable pain and ultimately give his life for his beliefs, inspired countless others to follow the path of Christ. The legacy of St. Longinus extends far beyond his martyrdom. He became a symbol of the transformative power of faith and the ultimate sacrifice that comes with it. His story has been passed down through generations, serving as a beacon of hope for those who face persecution for their beliefs. Longinus's legacy is a reminder that true faith requires not only belief, but also the courage to stand by that belief, no matter the cost. His life and death illustrate the profound impact that one person's faith can have on the world, leaving a legacy that continues to inspire. Even today, the story of St. Longinus resonates with those who seek strength and courage in their own spiritual journeys. His martyrdom serves as a powerful reminder that faith is not just a private matter, but a call to action, often requiring personal sacrifice. Longinus's legacy challenges us to consider what we are willing to sacrifice for our beliefs and encourages us to stand firm in our convictions, knowing that the truth we hold dear is worth any cost. His life, from soldier to saint, is a testament to the enduring power of faith and the lasting impact of a life lived in service to God. Among the many legends surrounding St. Longinus, one of the most profound is the story of his miraculous healing. It is said that Longinus, who had suffered from a visual impairment for much of his life, was healed at the very moment he pierced Jesus' side with his spear. As the blood of Jesus flowed from the wound and splattered upon his face, it is believed that his sight was fully restored. This miraculous event was more than just a physical healing. It was a symbolic affirmation of the spiritual awakening Longinus experienced at the crucifixion. This moment of healing is deeply intertwined with the concept of divine grace. Longinus, who had been a soldier hardened by years of warfare, found himself touched by the very blood of the man he had been tasked with executing. The restoration of his sight served as a powerful metaphor, the spiritual clarity he had gained. No longer was he blind to the truth. The scales had fallen from his eyes, and he could now see clearly, both physically and spiritually. This transformation was not just a personal experience, but a testament to the redemptive power of Jesus' sacrifice. For those who hear this story, Longinus's healing serves as a reminder of the boundless mercy of God. It demonstrates that even those who have strayed far from the path of righteousness can be restored. The story challenges us to reflect on our own lives and consider where we may be blind, the truths that God is trying to reveal to us. Just as Longinus was healed by the blood of Christ, so too can we find healing in our lives by turning to Jesus and seeking his guidance. It is a call to open our eyes, to see the world with renewed clarity and purpose. This miraculous healing is a central part of Longinus's legacy, highlighting the transformative power of a single moment of divine intervention. It serves as a beacon of hope for all who struggle with their own spiritual blindness, offering the promise that no matter how lost we may feel, there's always a path to redemption. The story of Longinus encourages us to seek out the light, to allow the grace of God to heal our wounds and restore our vision, so that we too can walk in the truth and live a life that reflects the love and sacrifice of Jesus. The story of St. Longinus carries with it a universal message that transcends time, culture, and social boundaries. As a Roman soldier, Longinus was a man of the world, bound by duty to an empire that spanned continents. Yet the moment he encountered Jesus on the cross, his life took a turn that would resonate across generations. His transformation from a soldier of Rome to a soldier of Christ illustrates the power of the gospel to reach even the most unlikely individuals, breaking down barriers and forging connections that defy human logic. Longinus' journey from skepticism to faith serves as a reminder that the message of Jesus is for everyone, regardless of their background or past. His story challenges the notion that faith is reserved for the righteous or the religiously inclined. Instead, it underscores the idea that the love of Jesus can touch anyone, even those who may seem the furthest from God. Longinus, a man who had once participated in the crucifixion, became a beacon of hope and faith, demonstrating that no one is beyond the reach of divine grace. The universality of Longinus's story also highlights the inclusive nature of Christianity. His transformation shows that the gospel is not bound by cultural or social divisions. It speaks to the human condition in a way that transcends these barriers. In a world often divided by race, class, and nationality, Longinus' story reminds us that the message of Jesus is one of unity and reconciliation. It calls us to look beyond the surface and see the shared humanity in each person, recognizing that we are all part of God's creation and equally deserving of His love. Ultimately, the story of St. Longinus is a powerful testament to the transformative power of faith and the universal message of the gospel. It serves as an invitation to all who hear it to open their hearts to the possibility of change, to embrace the love of Jesus, and to allow that love to guide their lives. Longinus' legacy is a call to action, encouraging us to break down the walls that divide us and to see each other through the eyes of faith, love, and compassion. It is a reminder that no matter where we come from or what we have done, we are all welcome in the family of God. Now that you've heard the incredible story of the soldier who pierced Jesus' side, I encourage you to reflect on what it means for your own life. Are there areas in your life where you've been blind to the truth, just like Longinus before his miraculous transformation? What steps can you take today to open your eyes to the possibilities that faith offers? Maybe it's time to take a closer look at the teachings of Jesus and see how they can bring healing and purpose to your own journey. If Longinus could find redemption and a new path, so can you. As you ponder these questions, consider this. What legacy will you leave behind? Will it be one of transformation and faith like Longinus? Or will you let the opportunities for change pass you by? Don't let fear or doubt hold you back. Embrace the message of love and redemption Jesus offers. Allow it to guide your steps. If you're ready to take that next step in your spiritual journey, why not start today? Take a moment to subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, and continue exploring the profound truths that can reshape your life. There's so much more to learn and discover, and I'm here to guide you every step of the way.